I used to weigh 278 pounds. I was absolutely miserable, exhausted, and no self-esteem or self-confidence. Fast forward to today, I'm happy, feeling great, I'm confident, and I'm here to share some weight loss journey with you. Not just generic tips, but my actual experience and a blueprint, just in case you're currently on your own journey of becoming. And to do that, we're going to break this video into 4 different chapters. First chapter, the weight of the mind. Second chapter, the Monday cycle. Third chapter, the quick fix. And last but not least, fourth, the mind shift. When people see that I've lost 125 pounds, their first thought is usually she must have had surgery or she's probably on an LGP1, which I'm not knocking those, but I feel like it discounts all the work that I've done. They look at the timeline and completely miss what actually takes to break lifelong generational habits. Which brings me to our first chapter. The weight of the mind changes before the weight of the body changes. Let me tell you what I mean. At 278 pounds, I was entirely poured out. And honestly, I was on cruise control with my food. I was working full time, balancing 2 kids under 2, operating on pure survival mode. And if you're a mom or just a person in general, you can relate to that. I wasn't being active in the right way, and I honestly ate whatever was convenient, which was unhealthy food. But my struggle went deeper than just being tired. I grew up poor. We did not have access to nutritious foods, and I was completely uneducated on what a balanced diet looked like. Mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, sweet tea. I did not know how to fuel my body the right way. And I don't blame my parents, but your upbringing has a lot to do with it because you repeat those habits. I just ate what was cheap and convenient. So when I became a mom myself, that lack of education combined with exhaustion was the perfect storm, the recipe for just living an unhealthy life. So every time I had thought about changing, this intense mom guilt kind of took over. Like, to think that I could do 30 minutes of time for myself, it felt like I was stealing time from my kids. Like I would miss some important milestone or choosing me over my relationship with my husband. And I thought that putting myself last was me being a good mom. And I just was burnt out. And I finally remember hitting a point where I just kept coming back to the thought, like, surely this can't be it. Like, this is not the way this is gonna be for the rest of my life. I wanted to see the best version of myself, of Elaina. I wanted to become happy. I wanted to be beautiful and confident in my own skin and healthier. But I just didn't know where to start. And somewhere in that, I decided that to become better version of myself, it was going to be with losing weight. Chapter 2, breaking the Monday cycle. Okay, we all have heard of the joke, right? Like, I'll just start on Monday. I'll start over in the new week. There's something about Monday that just makes us think this magical clean slate is gonna help us. But then comes Tuesday and Wednesday and you don't feel like doing anything, because I know I didn't. And before you know it, the whole rest of the week goes by. It becomes this constant vicious cycle of constantly waiting, but never actually anything changes or helps yourself. And that's where I was, because the truth is, you are never going to have the perfect moment. You're never gonna have the perfect situation. For me specifically, my perfect moment was not just that. It was like a random afternoon. I just put both kids down for their afternoon nap. I opened up YouTube on my TV, and on the suggested videos was an at-home workout video, which I honestly have never considered, but that day it was suggested. And in that exact moment, I just happened to have the thought and make the choice to click on that video. And I said, if it's something that I can do without going anywhere, packing the car, I'm gonna do it. They're asleep, why not? And I did not realize it then, but that single choice became the complete domino effect into my 125-pound weight loss journey. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start that I had never started. And the huge realization I need you to practice in your own journey of becoming based upon my experience is you just do it. You just start regardless of how you feel. If you are waiting for motivation, you are waiting on something that is completely situational, okay? Everyone talks about motivation. Motivation is garbage. Motivation is gonna come and go. It's gonna be there when things are easy, but what about when you're sad or burnt out? It's not gonna be there. So instead of waiting to feel like it, you start with 5 minutes. The 5 minutes turns into 10 minutes, and the 10 minutes turns into 30, and then all of a sudden you realize You set small, achievable goals that actually fit into your lifestyle and your means. This shift is completely massive and game-changing. When you stop chasing perfection, start choosing small, consistent actions, you're going to break that cycle for good. Let's take a look into the habits that I built in chapter 3. There is no quick fix. I'm sorry, you're not here for a quick solution because that's not the way weight works. Once I realized I could move in like the small pockets of time that I had while I was at home, I knew it was time to look at my diet. I had to be the healthy model for my kids, but I just was so used to being taught about these fad diets, the juice cleanse, the shake diet, the zero miserable sugar life. Like, I needed something sustainable that could fit into my actual life where I could still enjoy my life while still being healthy. I stopped guessing. I started teaching myself the basics of nutrition I never learned growing up, which was hard, but it's doable. I learned how to properly fuel my body with protein, whole foods, rather than just eating for convenience. That's the key. You can make eating healthy convenient, believe it or not. I changed how I shopped. Okay, so I don't know if you know this, but in a grocery store, they have all the processed junk inside the aisles of a grocery store, and on the outside is usually the whole foods. So if it wasn't on the outside or it wasn't something I really needed to make a recipe that wasn't going to make or break my calories, it helped me stay on track, then that worked. It went in the cart. But the mechanics are the easy part. The hardest part is navigating everyone around you and fighting your brain and what you used to do when stress hits. I am not perfect. I had many moments where I wanted to slip backwards, and I did. But you don't have to be perfect. You just have to choose to do better in that exact moment than you are used to. Instead of drinking at night, grab a sparkling water. Instead of scrolling on your phone late at night, force yourself to go to bed, unwind. I stopped waiting for a magical time and moment. That's not gonna happen. You just have to do it. Small, tiny choices, and they build up a new version. And that's what happened. Because at the end of the day, there is no quick fix, guys. No quick fix. It takes you so long to build these unhealthy habits and calories and fat and weight. It's not going to come off just like that, which leads us to straight into the ultimate transformation, the mind shift, chapter 4. So there are a lot of parts of weight loss that are actually incredibly difficult at first, but honestly, they get easy once you learn how to do them. You learn the nutrition, you find the workouts, you build your routine, you get a groove going. But one of the single biggest things that I'm still learning on my own journey of becoming has nothing to do with food or exercise. It's navigating my environment. It's dealing with people around you, the kids, comments, your support system. And by far the absolute hardest part has been detaching my own self-worth from the reactions and comments of people around me. You guys, it's like such a heavy feeling of sitting in a room and feel like you're missing out or making other people feel a certain way because you're not participating in their unhealthy habits. Let me tell you, when you start to change, the world around you reacts, okay? And I had to live through that. You can do this, but be prepared. I had to realize when you choose to be better, it holds up a mirror to everyone else and their decisions. My new choices made them deeply uncomfortable because of their habits, and it makes them feel better to try to pull you down. You look at those moments and realize that their comments are a reflection of them and their actions and not your worth. Losing the weight is physical, but keeping it off is actually stepping into the next version of yourself. It is a complete mind shift, and it's very possible. You have to love the person you're becoming more than the fear of the opinions of people around you. Listen, you aren't missing out on life by choosing yourself. You're finally starting to live your life. Leave you with anything today, it's going to be this. You don't need a perfect Monday. You just need to choose better in the exact moment. Thank you so much for sitting with me today through my very first video on my channel. If this resonated with you, or you're currently trying to navigate the noise and comments of people around you, please leave a comment below. I want to read your stories, and I want to know the cycle that you're trying to break, because I know I'm not alone in this. Keep becoming. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.